Crap.
Dum 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 dum. We all we got. It's your boy Louis House in the building. Who we got right here next to me?
We got Ron Rivera back at it.
In vogue in this piece. This is them dudes talking in you. And let me say, I'm mighty excited. Why? We might be on our final 2 episodes. Today we're going to give you a special one. And we're going to combine them. We're going to combine our post game with our pre-game. We got a holiday this week. We got a faster game coming this week. We got the earliest game that we've played all the season coming for the last game of the season. We'll talk about that in a second. First off, let's talk about this last game. Man, when I tell you, same shit, different day. Marcus Satterfield fucking go jump off a building. Go to what's the tower's name with the clock at the top of it at UNL? Abel? It wasn't Abel.
Old Father.
Old Father. There you go. Go to the top of Old Father, Marcus, and jump, nigga, head first. It's over. It's over, son. That's my reaction. You had so many chances. You had all these great opportunities this last game to just break out and be like, shush, haters. And you just gave all your haters a microphone. So that's my, I guess key reaction to that is, same shit, different day. Marcus Satterfield, you suck as a coach. What do you think about, Ron? What did you think about this Wisconsin game?
I don't even know. We should have won. That's my reaction. I'm looking at everything besides turnovers. It looks like we should have won the game. We beat them in every stat, I think.
Almost. Few knickknacks here and there.
Yeah, we just the first 2 drives looked like we were gonna do good, but then after that we just stayed quiet, and then just trying to go for the field goal instead of trying to go for the touchdown with the last 2 minutes.
Playing conservative. Dude, you're Friday Night Lights.
It's like, why try and play in overtime when you're away when you can just close it out and go home?
Right. Leave it on the field. This dude over here trying to play NFL chess. Like, dude, these are kids out here. Just fucking get it over with or don't get it over with. Your job is either done or it's not done. And I can tell you, if it was my opinion, his job was done before he called any of those plays on Saturday anyway. But, I guess maybe he thought he had a fighter's puncher's chance out there. Who knows?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you there, but we just our run defense just gave up on us. No, I wouldn't say give up, but once it started being ground and pound, they started getting exhausted. And I'm sure they're sick of the back-to-back 3-and-outs we were getting. So our defense can only do so much, but if our offense can't help us out, then we'll probably lose more of these games.
Very much so. And I think it was just not that the defense is bad. You know how I feel about our defense, that they're all NFL prospects to a point. But it was just pitch count. They were out there way too much at the beginning. By the end of the first half, they had already been out there way too much. Man, it was just a lot. They had been out there a whole quarter pretty much, running up and down the field by that point. And, of course, like I said, you shouldn't be tired, but again, you can't practice that much rigorous running. Shit, that's against the law, how much they was running. It was just happened to be the game, and that's just how much they had to run. So, yeah. And I mean, that defense-wise, that was one of the moment plays that I seen is that, we, again, gave our offense a chance to be able to take the game over and win it. And when the offense was in the right field position, the right area, the right personnel, right lighting, right defense, wrong area, all of that was on our side, and we just fell flat. Like, and it wasn't even a fall flat of just like a drop pass or so. It was a fucking turnover at that. So it's like, again, he's telling these kids what the fuck to do at this point. So it's not even a thing of like, oh, these kids are reading it wrong. No, we already know he's telling them what to do, which means he's continuing to make wrong reads every single time he gets on this field and does this. And it, again, same shit, different day. And that should be the name of this episode. Marcus Satterfield, same shit, different day.
No, I thought we were going to pull it off, but yeah, I don't even know.
So then that goes into my breakout stat of that game. And it was what I thought it was going to be, because you really can't stop that for Nebraska, was the rushing yards. We almost had 200 yards rushing. We had 195 yards rushing this previous game against Wisconsin. That's pretty consistent right now, where, that mix-up of Grant, any of the quarterbacks, and Emmett, pretty solid. And to say that we have that coming into next season, pretty good thing. I guess you can say coming in the next game. We'll get to that in a second. I don't think that it's going to be as pretty as what most people think, but that was the breakout stat that I seen from this last game, was the run game and our rushing yards with that 195. What do you think, Rivera?
Yeah, I guess going back to my moment play, I thought when Purdy broke out for that long run, thought we were going to do good. Obviously, we didn't, but
it looked perfect. It looked too good to be true.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, he's definitely going to get caught.
Trouble. Purdy's the guy, but I guess with stats, I'm going to go on the other side. I was going to say we were going to hold them under 100 yards rushing, but they definitely said F you and just told me, check this out. That Braylon Edwards scored, or he only ran for 62 yards, but he got those 2 touchdowns. Tyler Tanner Mordecai, I don't know what his name is. The Tanner Mordecai, the quarterback for Wisconsin, he pooped all over us and got 50 yards rushing too. I don't know.
He did something better than what most thought than he was going to do.
Yeah, he definitely did that. And then lastly, the receiver for Wisconsin, Will Pauling, I heard he was a transfer from from Cincinnati, because that's where Luke Fickell was coaching. So he transferred over, and he just showed out on us with his 8 catches, 79 yards.
Damn.
So yeah, I guess the Wisconsin big three just showed up and showed out on senior night. So they're just like, screw you Huskers. And
wow. Oh, it was their senior night in Wisconsin?
Yeah, they're done home games for the year.
Damn, that was such a late senior night, but I guess.
Our senior night's this week.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm thinking of homecoming. See, I'm so old. I was going to say our senior night hasn't even happened yet. You're right, it hasn't, because it's next week.
Yeah, which we'll get to.
Damn, we making people's families come to Nebraska for Thanksgiving? Oh, my gosh. Who are we? What are we as a society to make people nice? Hell no. They going to come here
and losing all these games.
All this nasty-ass food. The food will be good. All these nasty-ass people.
Priceless.
Hilarious.
I think, yeah, just those 3 showed out, and proved us that we're not a bowl-eligible team yet. So
they are. Everybody going to the dance but us.
Yep, and we're here still trying to be 1 for 4.
Ain't that some shit? Ain't that?
But yeah, that's what I got with them. It's like, it was hard to watch, but it's like, what can you even do right now?
Just sit there and watch the ship sink. Shit. Just like the people did for the Titanic that was swimming away. Fuck, can we go back and save people? Nope, we'll die. It was just bad. It was just bad. But the things that we do good, we kept doing good. One thing that we really fixed was the turnovers. We didn't win the turnover battle, but we also didn't just give the game away, even though we didn't win the game. We didn't give it away and, not be able to have that chance to be able to come back. So I thought that was a really good thing that I seen that we're taking some steps forward. But again, he tried some razzle dazzle, and by the end of the game, like I said, he was just rinsing and repeating the same playbook, just a different order for how he's telling them to run the play. Instead of pitching it, keep it. Instead of keeping it, pitch it. Stupid shit like that, to where it's just like, come on, man. That's such a vanilla playbook. You need to do better than that, 100%. So, with that, c'est la vie. Thanks a lot, Wisconsin, for showing us who the fuck we really are as a team. And, I think that's going to lead into this next game versus Iowa. And we need to talk about, I guess, who we think is going to break out in that game. So, I don't know. I'll think about mine. Who do you think is going to break out, Rivera?
For this next game, or geez, I don't know. I hope they keep Purdy in and he just does what he kept doing.
But what are they going to prove with that? Because, at this point, every quarterback would have done that. And it's just because they don't have film on them to be able to practice against what they do best. But, what does that prove if he comes out and has a good game against Iowa? Let's say they do win and they are bowl eligible and he's the quarterback picked to go into the bowl game. Do you think that he can consistently keep the good play going with Marcus Satterfield giving him what to do?
I hope so. Yes, to see what happens, but
hope is for Obama and fat bitches, Ron. No, it is not.
We'll see what happens. Did they name Purdy the starting quarterback or no? Or they just said?
He did not do that until the beginning of the game. I'll say that, and he did not bring up Harburg at all post game of this game. It was all Chuba and what he's been doing and what the offense has been doing. So,
wasn't he still hurt or no?
I don't think he was that hurt. I think he could have won. I think they just held him out. If I remember his post game conferences, that he wasn't cleared, but he was good. And if he needed to play, he could have played, but they didn't want him to play, so that's why they started Chuba. That was kind of the way that he explained it. Again, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Just say dude wasn't good enough. What do you have to give all that extra shit for? Just say dude wasn't good enough and leave it at that. But yeah, I'm with you on that one. I think it's going to be Chuba too. And purely for the negatives that I gave. No one's going to have film on him. Iowa isn't going to have very much film on him other than last season. They do have that film. So, Iowa could go back, watch that film. And, Iowa is notorious for going cover zero man blitz and really fucking up some quarterbacks here and there. So, especially quarterbacks that don't know what the hell they're doing. So I feel like that could be something that he might have to fight a little bit of adversity to get through. Is Iowa just trying to hurt him in general? Their defense is always good at Iowa. So, yeah, that's going to be a tough one, especially when your coach gives up on you halfway through the game and just starts regurgitating plays that he ran a quarter and a half ago. That's a little disheartening as a player, to be like, damn, I already know how this is about to go, because, no matter if it goes good or bad, we're going to come back to the same plays. That's not a good thing to know as a player. Like, as a player, like I could always say when I was a player, I felt confident if we never had to use our haymaker. And as a defensive lineman, that would be like stunts or different tricks that you run up front. So I would assume it would be the same thing for an offense. Is that if you never have to use your haymaker, that's a good thing because you're not having to pull out your big guns to win a game. But if you have to pull out haymaker plus more, now you got some stuff to worry about because now you're using some ish that you may not get to use again because now it's on film. So I don't know if they can cook up with them. Seems a little risky. I'll say that. Seems a little risky. But yeah, Chuba definitely is going to break out. And then, as always, my other half breakout is going to be the whole defense. But, and I pain to say this because I love D linemen. I love my fat men. I love everything from the way that they eat to the way that they cannot see their shoestrings when they stand straight up because their bellies are too big. They're awesome. They're some of the most athletic people on the field. They're some of the funniest people on the field. They're some of the best teammates on a football team, defensive linemen. But our defensive tackles and our nose guards, specifically Nash, Hutchmaker, you're a fat pile, brother. I will tell you that right now. You need to go run some sprints this off season, something, because you don't look the same speed as everybody else out there on the field. I can tell you now. The announcers and whoever Matt Rule's jerking off before and after the game or whatever the hell, to have them say your name like you good or some shit like that when your ass barely got any sacks, your ass barely got any tackles, your ass barely got any stat other than getting blocked. I don't get how you're an NFL prospect because Sue was, getting talked about as much as you, and he had way more stats than that. But that's just me. So, the defense, I know that they're going to show up, but D-line wise, again, that was a little bit of why we were getting our ass kicked and handed to us versus Wisconsin, Michigan State, all these different teams, was because they were able to solidify the run on us, and that's because our defensive line fucking sucked. If you guys have noticed, beginning of the season, we started talking about freshmen, defensive end, defensive linemen, different people like that. We ended up trickling all the way back to the DBs because that's how the defense has gone in general, is they have gone from a defensive line heavy front four, back three to all DB play and shit like that. So that's just my thought. What do you think about that, Ron?
Yeah, I don't even know. Are you talking about against Iowa or what we just?
Yeah. Against Iowa, the defense against Iowa, and then Chuba against Iowa.
I think what will happen is Iowa's. It's bad when Iowa has a punter in the Heisman conversation. I don't know if it's a joke or not, but have you seen those?
Only Iowa.
So yeah, I feel like.
I bet he good too. I bet you he good.
Iowa's just like Nebraska, but then Iowa knows how to win. So I have no idea I don't know. I hope the defense can shut them out. It'll be last game for the seniors. So whoever got to witness all this brutal whatever for the past 4 or 5 years, kudos to y'all. But excuse me, it's going to be – hopefully we can – finally get one out of the final 4 we needed for this 6-6 season. So I think we'll stop them on the run. Don't know who their quarterback is, as always. I'll do some digging here later, but hopefully we can shut that quarterback down or not let him run wild like they did with Wisconsin. But hopefully we can just get back to what we were doing best and close out the season on a good note. And Chuba, I hope he plays. I think he'll be consistent. I try looking back to see who was good stats or whatever on him or previous games. And I think Heinrich had one good game, but that was against Louisiana Tech, I believe, or the other team, Northern Illinois.
No good team, no worthy team to talk about. Let's just
But
say
yeah,
that.
he played against not a good team like Wisconsin. He had the same number as Purdy, so I feel like Purdy can, if they put him against those crappy teams, he would have developed and played better. But I mean, he seems like he's know what he's doing. So keep him in, give him one more chance, win or lose. I mean, win, we go to a bowl game, lose, then we'll get ready for next season.
What do you do at that point? Let's say we go to a bowl game. Do you fucking make the bowl game is either going to be right before Christmas or right before New Year. Do you have a quarterback battle or do you keep whoever won this game?
I would just keep whoever won this game.
What if two quarterbacks have to come in to win the game?
Then that's up to Matt Rule.
No, I ain't ask you that damn question, Ron. I said if two quarterbacks had to come in this Iowa game due to shitty play, let's say Matt Rule does the right thing, and let's say Chuba doesn't have a Chuba first half, and he puts in Sims or Harburg, who do you pick to play in the bowl game?
If they win, I have no idea. That's how I put Purdy back in.
If you can't make that pick, guess what that means? We're not going to the bowl game. That's what.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put Sims in. I mean, I'd stick with who we got right now.
Again, if even people watching this, if you couldn't make that choice off of me posing that question, you already know what's about to happen in this game. You don't even have to watch the rest of this damn episode.
Or we just win without our quarterbacks.
Man, I wish that was a reality. Maybe run the Wildcat. That will definitely throw some people
Miami
off.
back in 08 or whatever. They're in the Wildcat formation.
Right. It'll throw people off for at least a quarter and a half. Fuck, you can score at least 28
in
a quarter and a half.
Two scores for a quarter might not help us, as we saw, but you never
Michigan
know.
did it to us. They scored 28 in a quarter and a half. Did them pretty well.
Definitely score at least 3 touchdowns. All I know is we're going to run it through the middle, so.
Well, we're going to figure this out. So when we come back, we're going to talk about some players that might do some things. We're going to talk about some things that need to change. And then we're going to talk about some future things. So go get a cold one. Go get your bong ready. Go get your blunt ready. Go get whatever the hell you need to get ready to top this show off and be able to talk about your friends. But while you're getting all that stuff, make sure that you go to our on-air page, Them Dudes Talking in You, hit that fan button, wait for it to turn green and shit like that. We'll be notified that you've done such a thing. And then when our videos are posted early, because they're earlier on there, it uploads faster on air than it does on YouTube. But when it uploads earlier on there, you'll be notified instantly. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, on air channel, Them Dudes Talking in You podcast. Make sure you fan us on air. This is Lou House. This is Ron Rivera. We'll be right back. And what the hell is live and in effect in this piece? See you in a second. That actually wasn't bad.